Hello guys and welcome back to Haymanager. Today, a slightly different video. I'm going to bring you the best probably FM22 saves for this year. It's just the teams to manage this time. I'm going to probably go through types of saves, so like your classic journeymans, glory hunters, stuff like that, pentagon challenges in another video, maybe different challenges running up to FM22. But yeah, today I'm just going to go through probably the top 6. I've got 6 teams here on my list that we'll probably go through and discuss why they're probably going to be the best teams to manage in Football Manager 22, which comes out 9th of November. 9th of November it comes out. Definitely. If you pre-order it as well on the FM website, 2 weeks prior, you'll get access to the beta, which I will be doing a save for. Anyway, getting straight into it, number 1 I've got here, it's Newcastle United. An obvious choice this year. A new takeover makes them the richest team in the world. Obviously, this will be implemented into Football Manager. I assume they'll put the update out for this before the game actually gets released. So you're going to see a mass amount of wealth pumped into the side, and really it's a bit of a fairy tale type of series that you can do. So the new takeover, race to win the title in 85 years, an exciting January transfer window, because there'll be so much money to just spend and do what you want with, that you can sort of replace probably about 2 or 3 players in that January transfer window, or at the very start. I like to disable the transfer windows, or not even do much activity in the first year, probably with this type of save anyway that I'm thinking about. Down at the bottom, I've got 2 different objectives for you to try and figure out. So try and finish season in Europe, so you can try and get in that 7th spot for the Conference League, I believe it is now. That would be quite an interesting take on things, because it's a poor side to start with, but you can try and perhaps make it through to December, end of December, January, and then bring in some world class, or how would you put it, some elite talent that have aged and haven't done very well for their side and been transfer listed, so to speak. So you can try and attract them with a mass of money, just loads of high wages, and then you can start building the side from there. So maybe finishing in Europe could be a nice little challenge, and improve the facilities and coaching staff. That's a big one. The facilities at Newcastle have been very, very poor. Coaching staff, no, I wouldn't say that the coaching staff are poor, but you can start bringing in class staff that have got the Continental Pro licensed, and just really expand on the team within the first year. So that's an interesting save to do. Whether or not you want to buy people in the summer, I don't know. I'd have probably disabled the first transfer window, and then in January you can start trying to add players. I think that makes for a pretty exciting save. We'll move on to number 2 now. I don't know how this will be implemented into Football Manager 22. I'm sure it will be, but Barcelona are nearly £1 billion in debt, and it's really taking a toll on Barcelona. There's massive contracts to deal with. Umtiti, you've got who else has got? I can't remember who else has massive contract. Ousmane Dembele, who really hasn't reached his potential. You've got quite a few players in there, that Longley as well, that just aren't worth the amount they're paying for. Basically, the wages do not tot up to what type of play and what talent they've got. The talent on the other side in the academy is very exciting. We've seen, I think it's Gavi, I don't know how to pronounce it, Gavi, I believe, Pedri, Ansu Fati, some absolutely brilliant talent coming through the academy. So you'll have to really have a look at what you can do with that talent. The objectives I've put here is attempt to win a domestic cup. I don't think the league is possible to an extent. You'll have to do a lot of budgeting. There'll be a lot of trying to replace contracts. So promote youth and replace veterans, I've put there. PK's on his last legs. Busquets is on his last legs. So promoting players through the youth academy to replace those types of players, and also getting rid of these nasty contracts that they've got for like Umtiti and so on and so forth. I think it'd be a nice little challenge for a good save. First of all, Barcelona, probably in the previous years, you think, oh, Messi's there, it's not worth it. This is a very challenging type of save, because you've got a lot of good players, elite talent, Depay, Jordi Alba, PK, ter Stegen. We haven't got a great side in itself. You've got Braithwaite to partner him. Aguero's injured. Frankie de Jong's a fantastic young player, but can you maybe get the best out of him in this Barcelona side? It'll be interesting. In Koeman, there's already things about Koeman whether or not he should stay or go. I think this would be a fantastic save to do in FM22. Then, the next one, Lille. Lille are an interesting one. Champions that are now really struggling. They've found themselves in quite a bit of a weird financial position. They're not really struggling, but they have to budget. They've had to sell quite a few players. But on the other hand, they've got quite a nice little side. They've got Renato Sanchez, a very, very, very good player. Sven Botman came through as one of the rising stars as like a centre-back, as well as that Bamba as well. Obviously, Yilmaz on the opposite end, 37, ageing there. But a nice young side, really, just to sort of manage. I think Lille, you're probably going to look at them going on a cup run in France, try and win that domestic trophy in France. But selling big, like Botman or Sanchez or any of the young talent that they've got in that side, and then buying cheap, because that's really the essence of this save, trying to sell big and buy cheap, trying to really develop talent that you're going to have to bring in because the academy isn't too great. This makes for a very interesting save. Obviously, trying to get Lille back to the glory of what they were. Maignan is left, is gone to AC Milan, the goalkeeper, so you need to try and focus on maybe getting another one, goalkeeper in. I quite like the look of this save, and to be honest, it would be one that really probably entice me, because I like selling big and bringing cheap talent to then sell on for even more money and then repeating the process so the finances stay high. You can sort of spend money on another big player, but also you're bringing in young talent that can develop in a sense. So this one would be would be one that I'd probably do in FM22. Then probably the most exciting one, I think this is, disregard Newcastle, disregard a lot of the others. I think this one and the one following are two very interesting and probably the most exciting ones to do. So Schalke have been relegated to the Bundesliga II. Their squad requires a complete revamp, and I just out with the old, in with the new type of revamp, as so to speak. Difficult recruitment because they're in the second division now. No one really wants to play in the second division of the Bundesliga. So you're going to have to be looking at really obscure transfers to bring in maybe youth or maybe veterans on end of contract renewals or stuff like that to really try and get them back to where they need to be. They've got quite a few nice little players, but not really that many. There's quite a few players on loan. Farman's in net, who's a reliable goalkeeper, but you should be getting back in an immediate promotion, as you can see here. And get immediate promotion, that should be the aim. And you should be able to do it, really, because the quality of the Bundesliga II isn't fantastic. And then investing in youth and experience is something that you probably have to do at the start, because then you can really develop that talent and get them back to where they need to be. Now, their stadium's already kitted out. You probably need to invest in the training facilities and youth facilities. But other than that, everything's set in stone for them to become a big side again. So getting them into Europe, probably 3 seasons in, wouldn't be an issue, because the gate receipts, the financial income, the revenue would be massive still for Schalke. I think this would be an interesting save, and one that would be quite not an easy type of rebuild, but you can sort of model the side as to what you want it to be, and because there's so many players that need to be renewed in this side, because they're not there quality-wise. Then, the next one, Parma. Number 5 is Parma. Buffon returns. So you've got quite a good goalkeeper for the second division of Italy. As well as that, Dennis Mann. Dennis Mann is a nice little player to have in your sides. I think he's a right winger, come inside forward, striker sort of thing. But Parma's history, it's been sort of damaged. The reputation of the side has been damaged anyway, because the history of Parma was so great. You had the Crespos. I can't remember whether or not Seedorf didn't play for him. I can't remember who else played alongside them, but Buffon was also there. Cannavaro was there. Players like that who were young talent that helped Parma win so much. So this is an opportunity to really probably develop an academy. This is where you bring in your players from the academy, you play them straight into this first team, and you just try and develop a great side, and then you can start bringing in young talent from Italy and Parma to get them back to where they used to be. Try and get immediate promotion from the Serie B, as I put here. Train the young talent in the first team. Just put that young talent straight into the first team. I don't think there's much. I don't think there's much expectation, should I say, to really get promotion straight away. Obviously, it's you've got to finish quite high, but to develop that young talent is something that they really want you to do. So having Buffon in net, he's obviously going to be a great mentor to everyone in this side. Winning mentality. Bring in some players from the youth academies, the under-23s. Try and invest in youth. I think this makes for a great save because you can really develop that sort of relationship with those younger players as they go into the Serie A and then see where they disappear off to. I think that'll be quite an interesting little save anyway. Then the final one I've gone with, I think, well, this would be alongside the Lille one. This would probably be my number one save if I was just to play the game by myself. I'd probably even do it this year if I ever come up with a good way of doing it. It's FC Venezia FC. So the Venice side, local Venice side in Italy, managed to get promotion after finishing 5th in the playoff spots of the Serie B. Managed to get promotion into the Serie A. So now you're looking at a 7,000 capacity stadium with absolutely gorgeous football kits, may I add. A chance to build a whole club because they're going to need a new stadium. I think there's already plans in real life. Whether or not that translates into the game, I don't know, because in 2023 they're going to get a new stadium. But if that's not already been implemented, you're looking at a 7,000 capacity stadium, absolutely beautiful kits that you can just... If they're playing in them and the match engine looks really good this year, so you can just, I mean, the kits are just by themselves are brilliant. A chance to build up the whole club because they've got a lot of loaned players. So you're going to look at maybe bringing in youth from your academy, maybe selling that on, trying to bring in better talent. It's up to you how you really control this because this is very much like you've created a team, you've made your own badge and kit because they're absolutely stunning, and then you just try to go out there and play football with a side that's just been generated to be average, in a sense. The objectives this year, probably avoid relegation and recruit good players. You need to try and get probably ones on the end of the contracts. So you're looking at maybe that end of contract renewal system because you can't really pay the transfer fees, but agent fees you can sort of make up for that. And then as well as that, invest in the facilities. You really need a better training ground. You need the better youth facilities, big time. A new stadium, whether or not you try and get an 18,000 capacity stadium, because this 7,000 capacity isn't big enough for the Serie A if you're going to try and grow the club. There's so much potential for this save, and I think Venezia is probably one that I'd love to do this year. From the ground up, it'll give me an excuse to buy the kit as well, because look at that absolutely beautiful kit from Kappa. So yeah, those are the top 6 saves with clubs. In my opinion, this will be stunning. I think this will be the top save. It's best to last. But all the saves have their own little paths that you can take them. Their own little storylines, which is what you want in an FM save, and it makes it a lot more personal, obviously. But yeah, some of the main ones I've put in here. All together, you've got your other ones that you can go to like Switzerland, or you can go into the lower leagues of Portugal and build sides up from there. But for me, this is probably the perfect way to get things going on FM. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you did indeed like the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next episode. From me, Alex. Have a great day. Ciao.